As we mentioned at the top of the show, the latest polling on the governor's race gives Democrat Mikey Sherrill the edge just days before the two candidates are set to square off in their first head-to-head debate Sunday night, giving each of their nominees their first opportunity to confront one another about the top issues facing the state and their vision to fix them. It comes as mail-in ballots begin hitting voters' mailboxes as early as this weekend, meaning some residents could cast a vote before either Jack Ciattarelli or Mikey Sherrill says a single word on the debate stage. Our senior writer Colleen O'Day joins me now for a preview and what you need to know. Colleen, so before we get into that poll and everything else, let's talk about this debate. What makes this so consequential? You and I have covered a few of these races before. What's different this time around?
So this is really the first time that we're seeing these two candidates go head-to-head. We had some primary debates. Those were intra-party fights. Now we're seeing them speak one-to-one against one another. And, you know, there have been a lot of grenades that have been hurled from campaign to campaign. What's going to happen, though, when you're going to face that, you know, head-on, face-to-face? So that's one key reason that this is important.
And what do they need to accomplish? Because both on paper and out on the campaign trail, these are two very different personalities and different people. What do they need to accomplish on Sunday?
You know, so one thing that Jack Ciattarelli needs to do is convince Democrats and independents to vote for him. There are 860,000 more Democrats than Republicans in the state. So he's really is at a disadvantage.
Is that realistically, let me just jump in there, is that realistically something that he can overcome, that a candidate can overcome when that voter registration difference is that big?
Chris Christie did it. We've had lots of other Republicans who've done it before. So yes, he definitely can, especially if he is able to convince people in New Jersey that they're really not happy with the way things have been going the last 8 years with full Democratic control in Trenton.
What about for Mikey Sherrill? What does she need to accomplish?
You know, so what Mikey Sherrill really kind of needs to do is show people that she can kind of stand up for herself, speak off the cuff. She's really not had many events where she's been out just interacting with the public, town hall kind of events. Ciattarelli's been out in diners and he's done some town hall style events where he's been asked questions. She needs to show that she both can answer the questions and has answers that people will, you know, will support, will like.
I mean, we see very different styles from them, both on the campaign trail and in some of their ads. You mentioned that a lot of the ads so far have been sort of bios, who they are, what they stand for. But there have been a few attacks already, too. I imagine that we're going to see some of those barbs on the debate stage.
Absolutely. There's no question. I think we're going to see that. You know, we know what some of that is going through. Jack Ciattarelli has attacked Mikey Sherrill for the money that she has made on stock trades while she has been in Congress. She pretty much attacks him at every turn on supporting Trump, 100% Trump. And she's also got an ad that, you know, talks about him wanting to raise taxes. He disputes that. So we're going to see a lot of that. I also think we're going to see this this kind of question of who's really Jersey, and do we want to, you know, do you need to elect someone who's Jersey? I spoke with Dan Casino of the FDU poll, and he had something to say about that.
When we say someone is Jersey, what we mean is, honestly, we're pulling on, you know, perhaps outdated stereotypes of what a Jersey guy is, right? That is being aggressive, right? That is being a fighter. This is what Chris Christie excelled at, right? Saying, I'm going to be aggressive on your behalf. You might think I'm a jerk, but I'm your jerk, darn it. And that's an effective way to go. But it is an attack of authenticity. It's the fact that I buy into, you can trust me as a leader because I'm a Jersey guy. So it's a way of Ciattarelli trying to claim those masculinized leadership traits for himself, as well as make a claim that he is more authentic than Mikey Sherrill is.
I mean, he makes a good point. Christie didn't just excel, he perfected it, I would say. But, I mean,
Absolutely.
What can we expect then in terms of how they go after some of the big topics in the state and who has command over the issues?
Right. So, you know, Jack Ciattarelli today, in fact, had an event where he laid out his affordability agenda. He's got a 10-point plan. So he's well prepared, I think, to talk about that, whether you agree with it or not. I think there'll be some back and forth on some of those points. You know, Mikey Sherrill has got a lot of plans. She's rolled out a plan about utility costs and how she's going to tackle that from day one. I think we'll see a lot of back and forth about that as well. Can she do what she says she wants to do? So I think that, we're going to see a lot of discussion of affordability. I'm sure we're going to hear about things like parental rights in schools. That's been a big issue. Transportation, we know that New Jerseyans are not always happy with the way infrastructure is. So, and, taxes. I mean, these are all, perennial questions, property taxes in particular in New Jersey.
What type of boost, if any, does Mikey Sherrill have now with 3 public polls behind her that have given her an edge, though margin of error, of course, can't be ignored. But quickly, what type of boost does that give her?
I mean, it's got to be a great, confidence boost. But if you ask the Sherrill campaign, they'll say, no, we're running as if we're behind. Not sure if that's really the case. And so she's got an 8-point lead. If you look at the margin of error, that goes down to potentially a 4-point lead. And there are some parts of this poll that are good for her. Trump's approval rating is 41%, and she is definitely being, anti-Trump at this point.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there are some things that Ciattarelli can take out of this that are positive. His voters are more enthusiastic, and they're very more enthusiastic. And he also does better with her on the issue of property taxes.
Good point. Very quickly, vote by mail ballots will be going out. People should be on the lookout for those. Quickly, in 20 seconds, what do we need to know?
Yes, some may have gone out already. They have to go out on Saturday. If you are used to getting one of these in the mail, please don't throw out any mail you get from your county clerk because it's probably your ballot. You've got until pretty much Election Day at 8 o'clock to return it in a drop box. You can mail it back. It's only one of the ways to vote. You still can vote in person early on Election Day. Lots of choices.
All right, the debate is Sunday night at 7 o'clock, hosted by Rider University, NJ Globe, and On NJ. You can read more about where to watch it and all of Colleen's reporting on our website, njspotlightnews.org. Colleen, thanks as always.
Thank you so much, Bree.